Freddie Freeman is joining.
Fred.
And honestly, it was because AJ wore him down to the point where he had no excuse but to come up here. These two were teammates 10 years ago. Now Freddie, obviously, MVP, first baseman for the club. This is an exciting camp. AJ was starstruck when he walked into your clubhouse today. There's some star power in there, but there's something about this club, Freddie, and you can speak to it obviously more than I, that you really believe in one another. Yeah. And it's a good group of 26 guys that has one goal in mind.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, it starts with, you got Kershaw in the clubhouse every day, and kind of the environment that we create is just being able to welcome new faces in, because we've had a lot of new faces, a lot of turnover the last few years. When we lost JT and Cody, so many familiar places, you try and create the environment as fast as you can that makes it a successful and easy environment to come into. And I think we've done a good job of that. We care about each other. If we don't get the job done, we just keep rooting for the next guy. It's always the next man up in mentality, and we've created a really good thing around here. Yeah.
By the way, no offense to you and Mookie. I got a hug from you and Mookie, but I got to shake Shohei and Roki's hand, so you guys are kind of
old news. It's okay, we've played together.
Mookie and I was on the field when Mookie made his debut.
Oh.
We were teammates back when he first came up. He was the second baseman.
And that was when you were at
2014. Yeah. I'm so old now. I'm proud of him though. I mean, I listen. Yeah. We've had Chipper on.
To be proud of.
Yeah, and Chipper talked about Freddie, and I've talked about Freddie, and I remember, 2015 when you were just a young little punk, and me and Johnny and Frenchie and Kelly were trying to, mold you the right way after Chipper ruined you. But, you turned out to be okay. So I'm just super proud. I mean, listen, as a former player and someone that obviously played with you, to see where you've come and what the star you become, and a better person than a star. I mean, it means a lot just to see little snippets of what you become. But now you're here with the Dodgers.
Yep.
And you're a superstar.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Those kind words. That's what I think when you were, as players, when you finish playing, it's always that one question you always get. Oh, how was he? How was he as a teammate? And that's kind of what you hope everyone says is he was a good teammate, good guy, because everyone's going to remember it, not really talk about the hitting. Oh, yeah, he's a great player, but it's always about how was he? And that's where, as I've gotten older, you start to just try and affect people in different ways, and if it's on the field or in life, of how you go about your business each and every day, and you learn everything. You're learning still every day, and when you have veteran guys like I had coming up, and it just shapes you in a certain way, and you want to take little things from each player that you play with and kind of take it and put it into your own thing and try and be a good person every day.
We had a conversation earlier, Freddie, with Brandon Gomes, talking about how it is legitimately 26 unbelievable players, some massive superstars, MVPs, Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. I really, truly believe that. But sometimes there's a lot of ego in that. And it doesn't seem like that. And again, I know I'm a homer, get over it. But, it doesn't seem like that with this group. Have you found that that's been an interesting thing to navigate in that clubhouse, just trying to, everybody living up to the potential, but also you guys were the best at every level where you played, and now you're all the best.
Yeah, and I think it's everyone knows everyone's a good baseball player in this clubhouse, so it's not like you have to carry anything. Everyone's got their little thing in the puzzle piece, and I think that's what's so good about this team is you have so many great players coming in, and that great player that comes in doesn't feel like they have to do everything on that team. And then you have a lot of older guys that have been around a long time, that's what's so good. It's great players that have been in the game a long time, that all they care about is winning. And when you care about winning, that's when you create the environment of caring about each other, because you have to, it's not just the 26 guys on this team. You're going to use the 40-man roster. There's going to be guys that we're not even talking
here yet.
about right now that are going to influence. You had Jack Flaherty come over in trades last year. There's so many guys that are going to knock down big innings pitching, take huge at-bats, and it's not just us. And that's why you have such a great organization, because they go out and create the depth that we have. And we just try and create the environment where the great players come in and don't feel like they have to carry the whole team all the time. Even though they can at any point.
You can carry a team. I've seen you do it before. I want to know this, because I played with you with the Braves. I thought you were going to be Chipper Jones and be a Brave for life. And I know you went through an emotional thing. But looking back on it, you're like, this is pretty cool. I mean, you're a California guy. I know you claim Canada, but you're a California guy, okay? You're a California guy.
Well, that's for Mama Freeman.
I know. I get it. And by the way, we talked about it. One of the coolest moments before we get into that. Your dad, your son, and you. So 3 generations of Freemans. You hit the home run, you go over. I mean, that's got to be top top two moment in your career?
I would probably say top moment. My grandfather was also in the stands.
Oh, so there was four Freemans.
4 generations of Freemans for that Grand Slam, which is, when you go through what we went through of not going back to the Braves and coming back to Southern California, that was what it was. I got to play in front of my family. Whenever they choose to come and make the 45-minute drive to Dodger Stadium, they can. And you don't know why you're in Southern California or coming to the Dodgers for a reason. Then you have Max get sick, and he got to be at Chalk Hospital with the great doctors there and nurses and team there. So there's little things that when you look back, you're like, okay, this is why I was here. And I play the same way I did with the Braves. I try and every single night I lay my head on the pillow. Did I give everything I can to help this team win? I do the same thing every day, and to be able to play in front of my family now every day, that's pretty special right now.
When you were rounding the bases and you hit a walk-off grand slam off a lefty too.
I know,
right? Nestor's all trying to draw him.
You sent him to Milwaukee.
Yeah, you got him traded. But
I'm not going to answer that.
But like when you're running around the bases and all those things are going through your head, was that the moment where you're like, I'm a Dodger now? And because I know how hard it was for you to, and I know that was years ago, but still, I mean, you're running around the bases and you got 60,000 Dodger fans screaming your name. You walk over, you hug your dad, you hug your grandfather, you hug your son. That had to be the moment where you're like, you know what, I am a Dodger. And then when you go in the Hall of Fame, you're going to have to make a choice. So,
oh, wow.
I think it's more of like, I've been thinking about that moment this whole offseason. When I came back from being away from the team with Max, I came back to a standing ovation. I've been getting my name chanted for all 3 years I've been with the Dodgers. It's every time I walk into that field, they have treated me like one of their own. And I've kind of looked at it now that it's almost like a thank you, because it was hard to come to the field when Max was still going through it right after the hospital. It was tough, leaving my family every single day. And then I would get to the field and they just made me feel okay and good, and that I was supposed to be at work, and I feel like I've been a Dodger for a little bit. I mean, this is my 4th season already.
That's crazy.
It feels, it's going fast. I know it's going fast.
Wow.
But I obviously now I think when people kind of think about my career, it's the walk-off Grand Slam now, and I'm going to be in a Dodger uniform in a lot of people's eyes. But I don't know. I'm proud of the fact of what I did with the Braves for 12 years, and now I'm trying to do the same thing here with the Dodgers and win as many championships as I can.
But you are, and Mookie said, and Shohei probably thinks it's easy. You just come to LA,
come
to the Dodgers.
Yeah. Yoshinobu,
no problem, right? But I mean, Mookie's like, you got 9 more years of dominance, and then when Mookie's contract is up. But I mean, this is the team to do it, right? How does a World Series championship team get better?
I think what Andrew and Brandon and our ownership kind of did. You could easily go out and you could get Shohei, Yoshi, trade for Tyler Glasnow and Teoscar and do all these things and win a championship and be okay with that. And they went out and got Blake Snell. It just kept going. Michael Conforto, you get Roki, you just re-sign Blake Trinan, you get Kike back. It's an organization that's trying to be the best at everything. And I'm just thankful to be a part of it, and that I was one of the pieces that they believed in. And that's how you do it. This game is so unpredictable. Even if we can have this team, you don't know what's going to happen this year. I'm obviously got a really good chance with the guys we have, but it's still, once you hit October, you don't know what's going to happen. So health is a huge one, but we weren't healthy last year.
None of you were.
No, none of us.
I mean, you were playing on one ankle.
Yeah, I had a lot going on, but it's you just try and do the best you can. And once the season starts, you just try and be healthy. You're going to hit speed bumps along the way. You just try and get over them and try and make it to the end and be healthy.
We had a conversation with Max Muncy earlier today, Freddie, in the clubhouse, and he was talking about how, like, going through that parade and you guys were all on like one leg and, trying to get through it and grinding. And
most of them were intoxicated. They don't remember that part of it. Like, once it was over.
No, at the towards the end of the season, during the playoffs, you guys are doing all this stuff to just try to get your body to the point where you could stand in a box and do that stuff. And then you go through the inebriated postseason run of the parade
and that's what's so rewarding,
all the things, right?
I think about it, because everyone is grinding and trying to get on the field. And that's also what's so great about Doc and like the manager. Like, that's the true look of a great manager, is when your players are trying to do everything they can to get onto the field for you and the organization. And Doc's created a wonderful thing here, and we were all kind of just band-aiding ourselves together to try and get on the field, and we were able to do it. And that's what's so special when you win in those kind of scenarios, when everyone is grinding to make it through, and you have to ultimately see the reward of the grind and you hoist that trophy up. There's nothing better.
Were you involved in the Sasaki meetings and stuff?
I was. Yeah.
Were you a big pitch man?
I was there. Yeah.
What's your pitch? I want to know what your pitch. If I was Roki, how would you pitch me to come to LA?
It was more of it was like Mookie, me, Tommy Edman, Will Smith, and Shohei were the guys that were there, and Shohei was with him the whole time. Shohei brought his dog because
of course
Roki likes dogs too.
We
knew what we were doing, but it was mostly like we just kind of hung around in a circle and just it wasn't about like, hey, come to the dog. Like it kind of speaks for itself. It's just more of showing him how the culture is between us guys that are already on the team and showing him that he will be comfortable if he came to us. So I think there's more of just kind of just hanging around.
And where was there? Where'd you go?
We went to Peter Guber's house.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
we had a great time.
Oh,
I bet you did.
The fish was great.
Oh,
yeah. we had like a 12-course.
Oh,
it was so wonderful.
Do you feel like this is a destination now, Freddie? I mean, even when you signed here 4 years ago, obviously it's LA, it's the Dodgers, it's historic, it's the the organization and the history. But now it seems like this is it.
It feels like it. It does, definitely. I mean, it still was kind of the destination when I came over, but then you start getting Shohei and guys like that. And then what they do to our clubhouse, it's not just on the team. It's like you're trying to create the thing. We're flying differently this year, too. So just from travel. And then
you've changed.
It's so great.
You've changed. You've changed so much. But we fly differently now.
Which is cool. And they're just pouring into the team, the organization, and other guys see it, and you hear about it. And when you become a free agent, when you work so hard to have the opportunity to choose, and then you have one of the best places of a destination wants you, it's very enticing to come. And we do the best we can to bring the great players.
I just have to know, can you beat Mookie in anything?
I don't think so.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
We were teammates for Clayton's ping pong, and we won it together. So
we had a good partner,
and he's never had it since we beat him.
Wow, he quit.
He quit on us.
All right, before we let you go, we got to get Kershaw here.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for finally joining us.
Yeah.
I've been chasing you for 2 years
This
now,
is fun.
and you couldn't resist me once you saw me in person. I got the biggest hug,
Yeah.
but most important, I'm happy that your family is doing well.
Thank you.
It means a lot to me. I've obviously known you before you had kids. Now you have children. You see Charlie running around here, Max. So I'm. That's all I care about. You're better. That's more important. So thank you for joining us.
Yep.
I love you, pal, and I want you to keep going.
Back on.
Okay. Oh, everybody heard it.
Reluctantly.
Everybody
I'll
heard
come
it.
back on.
We're not that bad.
Freddie, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Best of
Thank
luck.
you,
Good
Lana.
health
Appreciate it.
all the way.
Yep.
Looking forward to running it back, please.
Yeah.
Appreciate that very much.